When Siege Seekers came out, as far as I could tell, they were universally loved. I personally loved them. I think they were fantastic Seekers, the best we'd pretty much ever gotten in the universe chug line type scale. And when Earthrise came along, it was pretty much the same story. There were some issues, mainly with the amount of translucent plastic, especially in the knee joints, but all in all, I quite liked their design. One thing I found kind of interesting is that their headlights were more designed off, I guess you could say, the headlamp covers, and there's nothing wrong with that, as this is definitely something you can buy for your Datsun 240Z or your 280Z or your 280Z for us Canadians here, and I just say it because Americans have kind of drilled that into my head. But anyways, the point is, I was interested in the way they designed their headlights. Nothing wrong with this per se, I'm not terribly against change, I just am definitely a fan though of the 240Z look. And this was something I set about to change, just to give them options, because why not? One thing I also found kind of interesting about this is that the headlights themselves are a separate piece, which isn't something you normally see these days in Earthrise, as this generally how it's been going on is they'll make this entire piece here its own translucent piece and then paint over it. But not the case here apparently, as when you look at it here, you will see that there's two screws there, which is exactly how we do this modification. So to do this, the first thing you got to do is transform it halfway. So getting it to this point, you can see that there are two Phillips head screws in there that you will take your Phillips or your star head screwdriver and you will put in there, and you will loosen them out. When you get it out, you'll end up with something that looks like this. This can just pop right out, and then your thing is right in there. And you just push on the headlights and they pop right out, which is great for what we need to do. This is the piece I've printed. It's based on the 240Z headlights, 240Z headlights, Datsun Fairlady, whatever you want to call it, and they plug in the exact same way. In fact, you can even see side by side, it kind of fits the same profile. So basically, you take your original thing, and of course you can paint these up however you want. I've printed this one in white and chromed out the headlight bulbs themselves. Anyways, you just take it, put it in there, slot it in, reattach it, replace your screws, transform it back up, and you have yourself an old classic 1970s car reference. Is this necessary? No, of course not. The original bulbs look fine. This is just more if you want that G1 classic reference, as I feel it really does do wonders. And you can make this for anything. It's the same file basically, and you can make it for Smokescreen, you can make it for Barricade, you can make it for Bluestreak, and all your cars basically get that whole original Fairlady design that we also know and love, with a little bit of hints here and there of new style, as this definitely is a little more curvy than the original car was, but that's alright, it's Chug, we've come to expect that, and yeah. So if you want to find these, you can buy the actual piece on Shapeways, and I'll just have that in a normal regular color for cheapness and you'll have to paint that yourself. Or you can download the file on my 3D Cults page, you can print that a few times and do it to whatever car you currently own. So yeah, Datsun 240Z headlights, inspired by the old original car or the Masterpiece line, whatever you fancy and whatever you want to reference for your own sake. I hope you enjoy it. This has been The Lazy Eyebrow.